A very good morning to you all and welcome to another daily market outlook. So I've been gone for 2 days, but we're back. Had some family business that I had to address to, but I'm so happy to be back. It really felt like a part of my life was gone, but we're back and we're better than ever because the market's looking fantastic. So let's dive in, see what is going on. Before we dive in, by the way, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and let's see what is going on. And of course, we're going to start off with analyzing the dollar index. So the dollar index, after seeing this break of structure, has been pulling back pretty much as expected. As I told you guys last week, there was nothing really to the left that I was obviously watching. However, we always keep in mind that after a break of structure, we want to see a pullback. So the pullback has now occurred back down in towards this area of daily demand. Yesterday, once we entered daily demand, we can see that we straight away got a beautiful reaction. However, no real liquidation to our left over here, so I was pretty much just expecting for another drop down, hence why I was also being a little bit conservative with getting into the US dollar pairs. I saw a lot of people going short on, let's say, euro dollar, pound dollar, etc., but I personally wasn't interested because I wanted to see the liquidation first. I'll show this on those pairs in a second. However, what do we expect for the dollar index? Well, I am expecting, of course, upside continuation in line with the daily trend until this strong low over here is broken. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just expecting a pullback or a push up, next push up somewhere inside either this area of demand or this area of demand. Where exactly it's going to happen from, not sure, but what I do know is that we have demand and that we are looking for further upside in the near future. So that's the dollar index. Let's head over to our first pair, which is Aussie dollar. And Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar is a little bit more complicated. What we can clearly see is that we of course had that push down, pull back, and then downside continuation. However, what happened over here at this swing low? As we can clearly see, we didn't close below the low. So what does that mean for Aussie dollar? Well, it means that we could have just seen a liquidity grab on this low before, let's say, further upside reversal. However, I'm not really looking at this particularly when trading, let's say, the 4 hour, mainly due to the fact that the daily and the weekly are also still bearish. So I am still expecting further downside continuation until we, let's say, start breaking those daily highs, right? In the meantime, I am in the back of my head keeping kind of in mind that we could see higher prices, maybe even, let's say, take out this high due to the fact that we saw a liquidation spike underneath that previous swing low, which we needed to close below for a break of structure to occur. Going back down lower in towards the 4 hour, I am therefore still looking for shorts because, of course, all the time frames are in a bearish trend. So as we can clearly see, this is now your strong high. This is your weak low. We had some, let's say, supply over here. As we can see, no reaction. Also at very poor value. Then we saw that we had a beautiful reaction coming in towards this supply zone. I know a lot of people made some money over there. However, personally, I wasn't really interested in it due to the fact that there was no liquidation. So the people who go short over here, they become the liquidation, their stops get run. And now we're moving up in towards this highest area of supply, the extreme supply. So I am looking for a potential short from this area of supply, as this is also your 4 hour swing high. So as the 4 hour is bearish, we expect this swing high to get respected, and I am therefore looking for shorts from that zone in line with the overall 4 hour daily and weekly trend. So that's Aussie dollar for you. Let's over to euro dollar and euro dollar. So euro dollar has also been pretty interesting, and euro dollar is a perfect example of Aussie dollar, which I explained a while back, I think about 2 weeks back. So if you watch my videos on a daily basis, you will definitely, or I want you guys to identify what has been happening over here. A lot of people looking to get short on this obvious star pattern, stop loss, let's say above the high or above supply. However, why is this an ugly setup? So we have market structure, we have supply. However, we do not have liquidation in this move down. As we can see, this is just one clean move down. So what happens? Everybody just starts looking for shorts over here. It's also a very obvious area of support and resistance. So what happens? A lot of people go short, and then of course on the star pattern, the market starts reacting back up in towards the highs straight away again. So I'm currently just looking for liquidation before getting involved. Of course, we could see a drop. However, I at least need to see this high get taken out, which is the high of, yeah, I can't read it, of course, but at least I just want this this high to get taken out before looking for those potential shorts. That's pretty much what I'm waiting for. I do think we'll still take out this high, take out the stops above it before seeing any significant drop at all. So that is that from euro dollar. Yeah, you guys pretty know what I'm expecting. Daily is still bearish as well. Currently inside this, let's say, buy to sell range of supply. Could still move up higher, but just keeping in mind that on the 4 hour, we are inside supply, which is stacked with a daily. Just keep in mind, this is your highest probability zone of supply to go short from, as this is the swing high on the daily. So let's head down over to pound dollar. And pound dollar. So a lot of people are getting screwed over by pound dollar. Saw this coming miles away, to be honest. Simply the same as on euro dollar. Clean move down, no liquidation at all. So I'm not personally getting interested. A lot of people are going short over here on the 1 hour with, let's say, this bearish pin bar candle or this other bearish confirmation candle. Stop loss above supply. Just such an easy trap for those early sellers. Yeah, what I'm currently looking at, of course, this is your swing high, and of course, this is your extreme supply zone. And of course, there is some probability to the setup, but it's just too obvious. I know that the entire trading space was looking for shorts, and that was also, of course, a bad sign. But looking at where we currently are, I have kind of marked out this area over here of supply that I'm pretty much just looking at and waiting for it to get reached before potentially looking for a pullback, because this is a 4 hour break of structure. Of course, daily is still bearish. So I'm still happy to take shorts, and essentially after 4 hour break of structure, what do we expect? We expect a pullback, because the price is not endlessly just going to go up and up and up. So I will be looking to trade a potential pullback over here. There's no real clean 4 hour supply, so I'll just keep that in mind. And especially on the daily, we have a very nice area of daily supply located over here, and that is essentially in line with this area over here. So that's looking really good. If we could, let's say, push up there, then I'll also definitely be looking for shorts. Just look at that lower time frame to see if we see a trend switch on, let's say, the 15-minute. So let's head over to Kiwi dollar and Kiwi dollar. So what are we seeing on Kiwi dollar? Kiwi dollar is currently reacting beautifully to this area of supply. On the lower time frame, it will be a little bit more obvious. Well, as you can see, we are currently reacting to this area over here of supply. Beautiful liquidation, not only above this high, but also on the high itself, which was the first tap in towards the supply zone. Currently moving down. Not a big fan of Kiwi dollar at the moment. Why? Well, because the impulse essentially has been coming from all the way up here. So we're essentially still inside discount pricing, and you would preferably only want to be shorting from the premium. We could definitely see a drop back down lower. However, I would personally just want to wait until we reach, let's say, this area of supply over here. Then I'll personally be happy to short. However, just keep in mind, this zone could definitely cause a further push back in towards the downside. However, just not high enough of a probability for me personally. So that is Kiwi dollar. Let's go to our last pair, which is gold. And gold. So gold has been moving pretty ugly in my opinion. Looking at the daily real quick, what we can see is that we had a nice liquidity grab underneath this low. This is currently my area of supply. Looking at the daily, we're still essentially bullish, but I'm just not a big fan of overall market structure. Extremely choppy on gold, and we really have to keep in mind that the fundamentals are playing a big part. I wouldn't be surprised if we start mitigating or start moving, towards this, let's say, daily trend line. Look for those longs from it, and from there, see if we can move back in towards this area of daily supply. Looking at the 4 hour as well. 4 hours just not that clean. Keeping in mind, this is your area of 4 hour demand. We have a liquidity low located over here. So I think we're going to personally take out that low at least, and then we could definitely see some sort of form of a bullish reaction. So 17, what is it? 93.21, I think. Yeah, 93.21. Take that low out and then potentially see a push back up higher, because essentially this is pretty much what's been happening, right? Trend switch over here. This is demand zone, which took this high out. So let's see if we could see something like this. So that's that, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. More value is going to be dropped tomorrow. Thank you all for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic day and speak to you soon. Thanks, guys.